Hey, Brody.
Hey, Zach.
So, did you watch tonight's playoff game?
I watched it. I consumed it with my eyeballs, and that's
Were
all I'll
you
say
unhappy?
about it. You know, Jones has been having a hard time of it, and he's a human being, so I hate to see him see his entire world crumble in front of him. So he needed to have a game like this, just as a human being. So I you gotta be happy for the guy, I guess, for having a little bit of bound back. And this series is just fun to watch. So hey, if it goes another game, that's fine with me.
What a wholesome approach.
I'm trying to be a little bit more wholesome in my life.
Okay, well, the bad news is today the Golden Knights lost in San Jose 2-5 against the Sharks. There was one empty net goal. Let's just jump straight into this. The shots on goal weren't really representative of the outcome of this game. 32 shots on goal to 29.
Yeah, like I said, Jones had a good game. He had a 933 somewhere in there save percentage. He had a good game. Sharks couple good chances. It could have been worse. Braden McFlurry makes a reappearance. I think the 3-2 scoreline that this was going into, when the Sharks get that late power play, is more representative of what this game actually was rather than the 5-2 scoreline. It was a tight game, 3-2. Could have broke either way.
Now, talking about power plays, really can't blame penalties for this one. There was not a big penalty game.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
We really relaxed.
Yeah, obviously we did great on our power play, 2 for 2. The first one was a little bit fluky. You can't count on getting those. The second one, Marchessault just sniping the corner. Well done for him. We'll talk about their last power play when we get to it. Gallant was arguing it, and from a rational standpoint, you can't argue it. But I have some opinions on it.
And the hits are much more down too as well.
Yeah, I wonder if our guys were taking this one a little bit easy. It seemed like maybe they were taking it a little bit off the body. We do have 2 games before the next game, 2 days before the next game. So maybe I expect the Knights to come out hard on home ice and try and get the victory royale.
So to talk about this first goal, the Sharks came in and did what we were doing to them. They scored in the first 2 minutes. Minute
Yeah.
16 in, Tomas Hertl scoring his first goal of the night.
Yep, and he would end up scoring 2, and then he had a really good chance late for the hat trick. It sucks to give up a goal this early. It puts you behind early. The stat that they kept repeating all game was if a team has taken a lead in a game, they haven't given it up, and it didn't happen here tonight. You don't want to let goals in early. Just in general, you don't want to go down in general. So I'd look to next game. It seems like the Sharks were the team that came out faster tonight, and so let's see how the Knights respond next game.
Well, the Sharks definitely came out because halfway through the period they put it up 2-0 with Couture scoring his third goal of the playoffs, first goal of the game.
Yeah, so this one, England showing his age a little bit, definitely gets walked by Couture. Pacioretty has a good shot down the other side of the ice. Good shot on, maybe not really a high percentage shot. But like I said, a good hard shot on the net, and then it gets taken down out of the play. And then England loses an edge, loses something. Couture's a fast guy. He's coming in with speed and space, and he just walks right around England. If England gets the stick on the puck, nothing happens. And then, of course, he doesn't get the goal doesn't go in. It's actually not Couture. It's Meyer who walks England, and then puts the puck onto Fleury's pads. Fleury loses it, and then it just gets banged home. This was just a fluky play. I wouldn't expect it to happen. It's a 1 in a million type thing.
Well, the good news is we did not end the first period goalless. With 30 seconds left in the first period, we had Smith put in a goal. His first
Yeah.
goal of the playoffs as well.
Yep. Yeah. So this one, I believe that assist is from Eric Carlson. So basically, what happens is Smith gets it behind the net, tries to center it, goes off Eric Carlson's skate right in the net. And that's the kind of stuff that you needed to do to beat Martin Jones tonight. He was playing incredibly. We had a lot of really high quality scoring chances, especially towards the end of the game, and it was good to get back on the scoreboard towards the end of the first, so that maybe we could come out with a little bit of pressure going into the second.
So to just sum up the first as a whole, the Sharks really came out strong and powerful in this, and we just kind of didn't do what we've been doing.
I wouldn't even say strong and powerful so much as just they were faster than us, and and that's the kind of thing that leads to an early goal, and then you're on the back foot, and you're pinching a little bit harder, and it leads to mistakes like the mistake that happened with the Couture goal.
Well, let's talk about the second period. We had Goodrow scoring a goal about halfway through the second, and then no other action really.
Yeah, no, not really. Same kind of idea. Just a misplay. Fleury picks it up behind his net. He thinks Merrill's going to come pick it up. Merrill thinks that Fleury's going to move it. A little bit of miscommunication there. Maybe it's kind of loud in the arena, but basically that miscommunication leads to a turnover. Sharks hold on to it, and then because Merrill basically missed his assignment a little bit, they get a screen in front of Fleury. They pass the puck over to Goodrow, and then Goodrow first playoff goal.
So how would you sum up our play in the second?
It was better. It was much better than in the first. We did have some good chances in this period. I'm just you got to shrug sometimes. Like I said, Jones played incredibly tonight.
And then in the third, we go on our second power play of the game, and we score on our second power play of the game, Marchessault.
Yeah, kind of actually a little bit similar. Carlson back behind the net feeds Marchessault, who walks in. He takes a little bit of space into the circle, and then just beats Jones on the blocker side. Great shot. He has the space and time. He makes the right move, gets closer, makes it a higher percentage shot, and then just buries it. So at that point, it's 2-3 game. It's feeling good. We have a good chance to come back in this one. And actually, between this goal and the next one, Smith has a breakaway. He has a great chance. There's a 2-on-1, Carlson and Smith. Carlson gets it over to Smith. Smith just barely can't bang it in. If anyone was like the robbed person, the blue balls of the night, if you will, it was Smith. Smith had a lot of great chances, and Jones was just there to stymie him.
Following that our goal and that really, really close attempt, I was like, we can do this. I thought we were gonna pull it out.
Yeah, definitely. It seemed like we had a couple really good chances there.
But then Tomas Hertl had to crush our dreams with his power play goal.
Yeah, about 15 seconds into the power play. So what I want to talk about is, so the call is correct. Jonathan Marchessault high-sticked Logan Couture. Couture maybe lost some teeth. But they did show a shot of Gallant arguing the goal. And the reason that arguing the penalty. And the reason he was arguing the penalty is because the refs didn't call it. The stick hits Couture in the face, and Couture throws his hands up. His gloves come off. His stick's down on the ice. And then he goes down, face down on the ice, and he stays down there for like 30 seconds until they blow the play dead. And it's like, whoa, okay, wait. And then they go to a timeout, and then they call the penalty. If you're going to call a penalty, call it right then and there. And also, okay, so I guess the refs are just not going to call embellishment, because even if Couture lost teeth or anything like that, that's fucking embellishment. You don't go down for 30 seconds. So I think Gallant has an argument there, because they didn't call it immediately. They called it in the post. And so, yeah, it just kind of sucks that they score on that power play, because once again, you're right, they do deserve it. It was a penalty, but also, refs, you need to call it right away if you see it. And it was an accident by Marcia, so he didn't hit him in the face on purpose. But like the refs need to do their job and not be meting out post-humanist justice on this one. So do your fucking job, call the game by the rule book, and shit like this doesn't happen.
Well, let's be honest here. I think the refs were just waiting for the Venmo to come through to see which way they would call it.
Yeah, I think it seemed like, the Sharks had the advantage of knowing the Wi-Fi password, it seems like.
Yeah, the Sharks knew the Wi-Fi password, and they were able to get the Venmo through a little quicker.
Yeah, just a little bit quicker. Got
and
that
then
5G.
Obviously, we pull Fleury, we get 6 people out there, and it leads to an empty net goal pretty quickly.
Yeah, interesting, actually, 6 men on the ice, and they didn't put any defensemen out there. They just put Carlson, Marchessault, Smith, Stone, Stastny, Pacioretty. And it looked like it was working. They were cycling it well. These 6 guys know each other really well, and they know at least 2 of the other guys really, really well. And so there was some good movement. And then this is sort of like this happens when your goalie gets pulled. It's a desperation move. And if it had paid off, hell, that's an incredible comeback.
Yeah, really. Well, it would have. We wouldn't have been tied yet, but it definitely would have.
Yeah,
made
no, it
things
would have
look
been
a lot
it
more
would have been
realistic.
4-3, but if you get something like that going, you can get another one. Maybe you can get a little bit of space going. Anything can happen. I mean, we'll talk about the
Anything
Blues
that picks up
later.
momentum.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Blues later, but yeah. Anyway, so final score.
Yeah, the final score 2-5 in the end. And something to bring up in this game. There's another statistic. Our face-off percentage. Sharks won 64% of the face-offs.
Yeah.
Normally we see it much more even, but like today it was like not even a question.
Yeah, I haven't liked our face-off for the past couple games. Face-offs are both underrated and overrated. The people who think face-offs are really important overrate them, and the people who think that face-offs don't really matter underrate them. And there's really nobody who like quite understands. If you're winning 60% of your face-offs, that means that you're more than likely going to get possession off those face-offs. So if you can win a couple more face-offs, if it's close to 50-50, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. But if you can put somebody down 60-40, it starts to matter a little bit.
Okay, well, let us go ahead and talk about some of these other games that were played between yesterday and today. So the first game we had the Maple Leafs and the Bruins. The Bruins won today 6-4.
And this is a war of a series. These two teams have been going back and forth, and this was a really, really close game. And so there was an empty net goal at the end, so really it's a 5-4 game. And actually it was a 5-3 game, and they managed to score with the net empty. And, earlier in the game, Frederik Andersen, the Leafs goaltender, gave up kind of a softie. So, like I said, these two teams, they're really good teams, and I'd hate to be the guy who faces them in the second round, unless, of course, you're Columbus, who just kicked the shit out of the Lightning. So we'll see how that goes.
Now, to talk about the Stars and the Predators, so the Stars won 5-1 today, and they're really bouncing back and forth as well. It seems one wins and then the other, then the one and the other.
Yeah, once again, this is the war in the Central. This is war number 2. And these two teams are kicking the crap out of each other, except in this one, Dallas goes up 4-0 in the first period, and that basically seals the game. Pecorine, the Preds goaltender, gets chased from that game. He's a good goaltender, Vezina quality. He's a good goaltender, and UC Saros comes in late. The Stars go up 5-0, and then pretty late in the third period, the Preds managed to figure out Ben Bishop and break the shutout. But once again, it's a war of a series. These two teams are going at it.
So the Bruins and Maple Leafs are 2-2 in their series. The Predators and Stars are 2-2 in their series. They're up to game 4. The next team are the Jets and the Blues. And the Blues won today. The Jets were on a bit of a comeback. They won the last 2, and then the Blues won this one. This is their game 5. It's up 3-2 in that series.
Yep, the Blues have put the Jets to the rope, and I've said it twice now, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna say it for the next game too. It's a war. Every series left is a war, basically. There's no maybe you could argue for the Caps, but again, based on what happened today, they're tied up. The Caps have looked kind of soft. But anyway, talking about this game, the Jets go up early 2-0, and the Blues show a lot of grit, and they come back. They tie it up in the third period, and then with 15 seconds left, the Blues take the lead and take the win in this one. That is showing that the Blues are for real, and they're here to stay, and they're here to make a deep run.
Now, those last-minute goals make a whole world of difference. Well, you had mentioned the Caps. So the Hurricanes won the last game by a pretty large margin, and today the Hurricanes won again, 1-2. That series is now tied 2-2.
Yep, and the thing that happened in this game, about a minute in, the Canes go up early, and so the Caps are trailing from there. They managed to get Ovechkin open in his office to score the tying goal, and then a rush down the ice later in the game gives the Canes the 2-1 lead, and they managed to hold on to that one to take both of their games at home. This is going back to Washington Tide for Game 5, and we'll see how it goes from there.
And the Avalanche and Flames, so they went to overtime today, and the Avalanche won 3-2, and that puts them up 3-1 in their series. The Avalanche are looking pretty good, but anything can happen.
Talk about an upset. People have been saying that this game is all about the stars, the star players, and you know who's showing up? Nathan McKinnon. He is playing his heart out there in the playoff game, and his team is upsetting the Flames. And you know who's not showing up for the Flames? Basically their entire top line. Johnny Gaudreau has been kept off the score sheet for this entire series. So if the Flames want to start mounting a comeback, they need those top line guys to start making some noise. And I wouldn't want to be, I say I wouldn't, but it's us who, if the Avs come out of this series the way they've been playing, watch out.
Today, the Golden Knights have lost against the Sharks, sadly, but don't worry, we're coming home back to the T-Mobile on Sunday, on Easter Sunday. We will be playing again here in Vegas, and I have high hopes. I think we're going to own it because we have an amazing home ice advantage. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I really think that the Knights are going to come out pretty high on this one. I think that there are going to be some... I'm trying to make a wee joke because Saturday's 420. I got nothing, dude.
It was a good try. Okay, we will see.
I thought of the one when I noticed it was 21. I thought of the one. Whatever. Lucky number 21. Sure, it's Vegas. Come on.
Yeah, sure. There's some blackjack luck.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys next time on VGK Recap.
Whoop whoop.